To reach Stolzenfels Castle, visitors first make their way up a winding path through the forested hills above the Rhine. The route passes beneath an old viaduct, past a rock grotto with a waterfall, and even a small church perched high on the hillside.
Hey guys, we're here at, Anna's going to say the name of it because I can't.
Stolzenfels.
So this castle is just kind of super cool. This is kind of the gatehouse that's right behind us here. What's really neat is just kind of walking through that archway. You sort of feel like, you're a knight in the medieval times, just kind of marching through a gate. It was just really kind of cool. Yes, baby, you're a princess. We love exploring new places,
Learning their stories
and bringing you along for the adventure. Here on TimmTravels. Long before tourists walked these paths, Stolzenfels served a very practical purpose: controlling trade along the Rhine. The Rhine wasn't just a river. For centuries, it was one of Europe's great trade routes, and castles like Stolzenfels existed to control it.
For travelers moving along the river, castles like this would have stood as symbols of both protection and power. Originally built in the 1200s, Stolzenfels Castle helped oversee the traffic along the Rhine, where passing ships were forced to stop and pay tolls. But the castle we see today almost disappeared forever.
Like many castles along the Rhine, Stolzenfels was eventually destroyed during war. By the 1700s, the ruins had become little more than a quarry. People were literally hauling off pieces of the castle. For a time, it looked like Stolzenfels would simply disappear.
But in the 1800s, something unexpected happened. A Prussian crown prince fell in love with the romance of the Rhine. Rather than simply rebuilding the fortress, he transformed it into an idealized version of the medieval world. Everything here was designed to feel dramatic. The winding forest path, the towers, the courtyards, the fountains. Even the approach to the castle was carefully crafted to create a sense of wonder.
And then there are details like these worn stone steps, quiet reminders that beneath all the Romantic-era reconstruction, there are still pieces of a real medieval castle hiding underneath.
The irony is that after all these years, some parts of Stolzenfels still remain just a little mysterious.
Photography and video weren't allowed inside the castle itself, and honestly, that somehow felt appropriate. As content creators, there's always this urge to capture everything.
Every room, every detail, every moment.
But for once, we couldn't, and strangely enough, that may have made the experience even more memorable.
Places like this aren't just meant to be documented. Sometimes they're meant to simply be experienced.
As we walked back down through the forest, it was easy to understand why the Romantic movement became so obsessed with places like this. Not because they recreated the past perfectly, but because they made people feel connected to it.
Stolzenfels may not be the largest castle along the Rhine, but it's easily one of the most memorable. And for a little while, it really did feel like stepping into another century.
We hope you enjoyed joining us on the adventure, and we'll see you next time on TimmTravels.